Bans in Pokemon Go are something that happens to people that usually cheat. However, there has been a new update in Pokemon Go and the Wayfarer system that there has been issued for people who are abusing the Wayfarer system, and it seems to be trickling over into Pokemon Go. So it's time for us to address this. So welcome to the Trainer Club. Here we go. Being banned in Pokemon Go is probably one of the most feared aspects of the game. Imagine putting all this hard energy, effort, and work into something, and then it is taken away from you. And that is exactly what happens when you get banned in Pokemon Go. But today we're gonna talk about two different things. Number one, I see quite frequently people are like, dude, I just got banned, or my friend got banned, or something happened, and I don't understand, I don't wanna get banned too. Well, let's talk about getting banned in Pokemon Go for something specific, okay? So there's a couple things that can get you banned in Pokemon Go, and that is basically revolving around spoofing, okay? Having a rooted phone, using a non-legit Pokemon Go app, or just plain out cheating in Pokemon Go by going after spoofing, okay? So what is my personal opinion? I'm gonna leave that out of this because I'm just gonna label some facts. I don't really care what anybody does, but at least if you are going to participate in something, you need to know what the repercussions can be. Typically what it looks like is the first time you get caught, you get a 7-day ban, second time is gonna be a 30-day ban, and the third time is an account termination. So you are looking at potentially getting your account terminated. However, I have seen instances where there has been quite a significant amount of abuse and they have skipped a 7 or skipped a 30 and went into a permanent ban. So I'm just looking out for you guys. I do not want this ever to happen from you. So if you ever have the opportunity to do this, I would suggest not doing it, because why cheat in a game that doesn't want you to cheat? I understand that certain people have limitations. Some people can't play video games in certain areas, but at the same time, guys, I want you guys to be safe. I want you to be productive. I want you to be happy, and I want you guys to be fulfilled in this game. And if this game is not meant for you and you don't want to play as is, you are going to run the risk of this. So when I have seen people on Twitter that are saying, oh, it was an unjust ban, this and that, I have seen multiple people like that, and I felt for those people. And I have taken some information over into a connection that I have had in Niantic, and I have said, hey, I saw this person on Twitter. I feel for this person. I don't want them to be banned unjustly. And then news does come back that unfortunately this person was not telling the entire story. So when I see somebody that says, hey, I've been doing this and this and this and I haven't been doing this, guys, even if you have a Pokemon Go phone, right? Let's say you have X phone and it has a spoof Pokemon Go app, and then it has a regular Pokemon Go app, and you use your regular Pokemon Go app on this spoof phone, you can get banned for that. You do not want to have your regular account anywhere near anybody. And let's say you borrowed a friend's phone when you were at a comm day and you went ahead and logged into your account on your friend's phone and they had a spoofed Pokemon Go app on that phone, you have the chance to get your account terminated. So I would highly suggest that you guys are extremely careful on who you trust, what phones you're using, and what you're participating in the game, because there's no reason for you guys to not be actually spoofing and still receiving punishment for that. So you have to be very careful, always double check things, and know exactly where you're putting your account. If you've ever had to borrow a phone from somebody and what they do in the background, because the last thing I want you guys to do is accidentally log into a legit Pokemon Go app on somebody else's phone because your phone died or you lost your phone and there happened to be that app on there, and then you get issued a temporary ban, because that is not fun. Okay, so just a reminder here, guys, Pokemon Go players face bans due to cheating and jailbreaking phones. Using a jailbroken phone to spoof location, cheat, or gain an unfair advantage in Pokemon Go comes with a high level of risk. Niantic has the ability to detect suspicious movements and can ban players instantly, potentially leading to a permanent ban from the game. While the experience of cheating or using an apps may be enjoyable for some, the question remains, is it truly worth it? Okay, so this is something that is real, but the main meat and potatoes of this video, which is going to be talking about the Wayfarer system. Okay, so let's pull up a couple articles here. If you guys don't know what's going on, I've seen Niantic make a video, and I've seen a couple people tweeting online about this, that there is a potential right now that if you are abusing, and what I'm going to put in quotations, abusing the Wayfarer system, okay, so not that you are using it properly, you've read all the instructions and you're trying your best to make it happen. You are abusing the Wayfarer system. You're saying, hey, there is this key in front of my house is a Pokestop. Okay, that didn't get approved. Okay, how about on this side, this is this key, or this card, or this plant, you know, guys? We cannot be trying to manipulate a system to try to benefit us. Albeit a very cool way to be able to benefit us, we cannot do that, okay? So if there is no way for you to justly enter a Pokestop, a route, doing something safely, efficiently, reading through the guidelines and the rules and following those, and making sure that you submit accurately, guys, there can be now punishable action for that. So let's look at a couple things right now, and I still get a little weary about this, but let's check it out. So here is the first thing that I have checking out. So it says, hello, I got a 30-day ban from Pokemon Go and Wayfarer for apparently submitting way spots that didn't meet the criteria. I know Niantic is not happy with the Wayfarer abuse in the Netherlands, but this is way too harsh. I didn't know I was submitting trashy way spots for the first place. These marker polls got accepted in other cities and towns, so I thought they would meet the criteria somehow. Okay, so if we do break that down a little bit, the last sentence there, meet the criteria somehow. Guys, there's a list of criteria. I want you guys to go through and make sure, hey, is this unique? Does this meet a sign? Is this a place of interest? You know, whenever I submit something, I'm not just saying like, hey, I have done that one time. I'm gonna be real with you guys. I saw a bench, it was submitted and approved, and then I submitted another bench and it didn't get approved. And then I thought to myself, and I looked over the criteria and I was like, okay, I understand. It's not unique, right? It has to be unique. It can't be like, oh, there's, you know, mile marker 1, 1.5, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's not unique. That's something that is repetitive. But if there's a mile marker start and it has a unique sign on it, okay, that's unique. But every mile marker is not unique. So you need to go through the Niantic criteria. And then I have a comment on this that says you should be submitting way spots based on those criteria, not based on what you already see in the database, which is back to my point where I'm like, guys, you have to know what the criteria is and make sure to follow that criteria and not just see something and repeat that, because that doesn't mean that this is going to be the case, because that way spot could have been approved 5-6 years ago, right? And this is not the current up-to-date criteria. And so I have previously seen Zionic's video and other people's video, but there has been an article by Dextero that says Niantic responds to recent Wayfarer bans issued affecting Pokemon Go. Okay, so the Wayfarer program joined the Pokemon Go experience in 2019, allowing players to submit real-world locations. And Niantic has started issuing 30-day bans specifically targeting Wayfarers who submit nominations that do not meet criteria, the company's criteria. Some players and the content creators are calling foul, arguing the rule-abiding users have been unjustly suspended, and Niantic disagrees. Niantic addresses divisive Wayfarer bans affecting Pokemon Go. In response to a clarification request from Niantic Labs forums user, Niantic assured punishments doled out occurs through proper investigation. Okay, so proper investigation. It doesn't seem as if they're like, oh, you submitted this one weird Pokestop one time, you're getting banned. And that's not what I want you guys to really get afraid of in the game. Those things would be auto rejections and submissions occupying a gray area don't result in suspicions and message sent. Furthermore, the team's removal of way spots does not automatically initiate disciplinary actions. And those who receive punishment are only targeted for clear, quote unquote, violations of policies outlined in the terms and service. With respect to Pokemon Go community backlash, the statement notes that the social media posts often lack full context, and the statement reads, "We hand out punishments for clear violations of our policies that may include repeated low-quality submissions, fake submissions, influencing reviewers, harassing others, participating in voting rings, etc. If someone does not indulge in these practices, there is nothing to worry about." Okay, so guys, there it is right there. If you guys are doing anything like that, if you're creating something and you're having people go and vote on those things, if you have a forum where you're like, I really need a Pokestop at my home, you're in a Pokestop at your home forum, and you are influencing voting for that, not a go. If you have a location, that is not a go. If you're submitting low quality Pokestop images over and over and over and over and over again, not a go. Here is the criteria outlined on the Wayfarer program. Number 1, must meet at least one of the 3 eligibility criteria. A great place for exploration, a great place for exercise, a great place to be social with others. Okay, right there. Number 2, must be a permanent, physical, tangible, and identifiable place or object that place marks an area. Okay, and I would say for me personally, if you can find something on here that hits 2 of these, it will probably do. Like if it's a physical, tangible object that's great for exploration, I think that works for me, right? So you gotta have to really just deduce on here. It's not super complicated. Must be safe and publicly accessible by pedestrians, indoor or outdoor. So this thing, as in the process, it's gonna have you take a picture of this area and this area. Is it safe and accessible? And number 4, must contain accurate information in the title, description, and the photo. Okay, so the title must be accurate. Make sure there's no spelling errors. Read it over, guys. Take your time. 2, the description has to be accurate of what you are describing. So if it's a mile marker, you describe, oh, this is a mile marker on this trail in this place to help with this. And 3, it must have a high-res photo. You cannot have a low-res photo, meaning that, like, you know, it's dust time and there's a sign. You take a picture of the sign. You can't really make the sign out. You don't know where it is. The only time I would say that a night photo may work is if it's in like something like New York City. You're taking a picture of a really pretty fountain that lights up at night and it looks really good and it's still well lit at nighttime. That would work. But for the most part, I would try my best to take the pictures in the daytime when it is lit and it makes a clear representation of what you're taking a picture of. So would I be worried about my account being banned? Well, personally, I try my best best to follow these criteria. Also speaking, I am not going to be playing Pokemon Go on a routed phone. I am not going to be playing Pokemon Go on a spoof device. I will never, and nor have I ever done that, because I am not willing to risk the amount of time, energy, and effort that I've put into this game for something to happen that doesn't make sense. I don't want to do that. I enjoy playing the game. I enjoy my account. I enjoy my achievements, and I'm gonna pass on that. And if there's people that are saying, oh, I didn't do this, I didn't do that, well, do you know those people really well? I'm not saying that everybody always has a just ban, and if you didn't have a just ban, there's more than likely a chance that you are going to be able to get that reversed, because why would you have an unjust ban? The people that are getting banned, for the most part, are getting banned for a reason. Number 2, for the way spots. If you are abusing the system, I suggest stop abusing the system and try to submit appropriate Pokestops with all of that criteria in play. Look for something that's unique. You look for something that is permanent. I have probably gotten 40% of my Pokestops not approved in the game. Number 1, I had a bench in Long Beach that I copied like this other guy did. I said, oh, it's already in the game. Took a picture of that, didn't get approved. Then I realized, okay, it has to be significant, right? I go in there and I see the corrections from the approvers, and then I make corrections based on what I want to nominate. I look at it, I'm saying, okay, well, why did this one not get approved? Oh, it doesn't look permanent, or it's not a permanent fixture, or oh, it's not this, it's not that. And then I'm not gonna go in and submit that thing again. I'm not gonna take a different picture from a different angle unless maybe I didn't spell something properly, maybe I didn't take an appropriate picture, maybe the resolution was low res, and they will tell you in the system, for the most part, why your Pokestop did not get approved, and then I make adjustments going forward. And if it's something that I do believe should be a permanent fixture in the game, I will go back and I will modify my description, my title, make sure it's appropriate, and then make sure that the image is going to be a high resolution photo. And it does seem like Pokemon Go has been aware of this. The one thing that I am not a big fan of is I don't think that people that are abusing the Wayfarer system should have to be punished in Pokemon Go. I know Niantic made this argument, and I totally agree with this. You should revoke the ability to have Wayfarer access, meaning you're getting suspended from being able to submit things in Wayfarer, because these are two separate entities. While they are linked at the same time and they directly affect each other, I don't think that just because you're trying to manipulate a system in a Wayfarer that it should affect Pokemon Go. You should just have their Wayfarer away from your account. You're no longer able to participate, and then you can continue to participate in Pokemon Go, because although it is not the, I say, most integrous thing to be able to go after, I don't think that you should have punishment into Pokemon Go based on trying to submit something in a separate kind of same system but different part of that system. You know, you can play Pokemon Go and not ever touch the Wayfarer system. So having those things as their own separate entities and punishing people in the spaces that they deserve punishment in, and not just generally punishing people, unless maybe it's on the second or third offense, then I could see. But I think that Pokemon Go and Niantic and Wayfarer also have to make this very clear that, oh, if you do this once, you'll have punishment in the Wayfarer system. If you do this twice, it could lead over into the Pokemon Go account and have a suspension there, because then I think people would actually know, and it would be more clear that this is the course of action. I think that what really affects everybody here, including the perception of what's going on, is that there's not a clear, outlined, and detailed place. It's like, oh, this just started happening. And it's like, well, okay, well, why did it start happening? Like, what's going on here, you know? Or they don't put out any information like, oh, guys, there's been a lot of abuse, which then I could make a video, and a lot of people could make videos. There's been a lot of abuse in this system. This is what's gonna start happening from here on out, right? We don't need to retrograde that. And the last thing I'm gonna talk about is spoofing. If you guys have spoofed and you haven't been punished for it, or you did get punished for it and you stopped, that's good, right? And then you should not be at risk unless you're participating in still having that phone with the jailbroken account, with the jailbroken Pokemon Go hijacked, whatever it is, to GPS spoof. Okay, but if you haven't been punished and you have been spoofing in the last couple months, you are still at risk of getting caught. You're still at risk for it, unfortunately. So you guys have to get away from that. You have to remove yourself from that system, remove your account from those devices, factory reset those devices, get everything off, and then move on with it. You know, everybody makes mistakes, and everybody can learn from it, and everybody can move on. So make the right decisions, be thorough in your submissions, and continue to be the best version of you in Pokemon Go and Wayfarer. So thank you guys for being here as always, to all my likers, commenters, subscribers, Patreon members. Everybody takes your support, subscribe to this page to the next level. See you guys out in the next video. Peace. I want to take this time to thank everybody who supports me in every facet. It means the world to me, and an extra special thank you to all my Patreons. I greatly appreciate the extra support to continue to allow me to pursue Pokemon Go full time, allowing me to create my daily video uploads in the most timely fashion for everyone's benefit. Plus, I get the amazing experience of sharing my creative processes behind the scenes and raiding all around the globe with select upper tiers. Thank you everybody for being a part of the Trainer Club. You all mean the absolute world to me, and I will see you guys out on the next video.